Disabled.
Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. Let me give everybody ability to.
How do you do that? Because I had a problem last night too. I was trying to help people and I couldn't
Oh,
share mine.
so under the share screen, there should be a little arrow, like an up arrow. When you click on that, you can click on advanced sharing options. And
Okay,
within that, you have to check who can share. And then just
gotcha.
all participant. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And I'm recording as well, so we should be good there. Okay, yeah, I'll try to share again.
Okay. Okay, share. See it? You guys see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on. I think Matt's asking about the link.
So I actually did sum them and to test I don't know if it's a right or wrong answer, but to test it, I did take the data from just on a different sheet. I took all the ticker A, the open price and then close price. I summed it and then I took the difference and I got the yearly change number matched to what I wrote the statement in VBA. But I'm not sure if I have the right answer as a yearly change, even percentage. But I thought you would have to add at least the open and close prices for that ticker for the entire year.
Can you go to that section when you?
So this is where I summed it actually. Before my if statement within the loop. And I did same thing for the total volume.
So you just did the your loop statement is that to okay, that's okay now. I was reading.
Yeah, sorry, there you go right there.
What does WS stand for? Is that just?
It's just a short. I just defined it up here as a worksheet, so I don't have to keep typing worksheet.
Understand.
Yeah, and it would use it for. It would insert the ticker a header for all spreadsheets that we have in the workbook or worksheets. And this would count for all the rows in all the worksheets, not just for the one we're working in. So does that make sense on the calculation for the open price and close price? The sum of it and the volume?
Someone, I could be wrong, or whoever told me this, could be wrong, but they said the yearly change was the first opening date minus the last closing date for that particular stock. But that's your method. I don't know the correct way is what I'm saying.
The yearly
they're summing it all up in that way, but you would think it would be recording its opening and closing date on its own. So I like the original that idea as well, but like I said, I don't know which one's the right one.
Yeah, I might have to Google it and see.
I think it was Claudia who said that.
Yearly change. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was told too, that it had to be the first opening price minus the last closing price.
Yeah, that's what
I think the only thing we have to sum is the total stock volume. But now I'm thinking
Okay.
that yearly change confused with percent change. No,
No, the percent change is it's nothing but where's that my percent change is the yeah, I did same. Well, then in your case, it would be the last day of the closing price minus the first day of the opening price and divided by the last day of the closing price. That would be your yearly percentage change. Because I use the sum of the close price minus the sum of open price and divided by the sum of close price.
yeah, I think that's right. But I think, yeah, I think the yearly change has
Hey,
to be the
so
first open, last close.
yeah, so for Veronica, what answer
Yeah.
did you get for A and double A for your yearly change?
So for A, I got 8.39.
8.39. So you got a
Mhm.
positive number, and you for double A, you got a positive
10.29.
Okay, hold on 1 second. That doesn't sound right to me, but let me just double check.
Okay.
And I mean, I want to know why that doesn't, because logically, I think that your logic is sound. If you add up everything,
Mhm.
but there could be anomalies in the data that we just don't see just because we haven't like look through everything, and those things maybe was altering the price.
Mhm.
Okay, so from what I can tell, the first double A, you should have gotten negative 1.53.
Oh crap. Okay, so I'm like way off 10.29.
so
I mean, I have positive.
yeah, so if we do it the way that that I guess if we subtract the first day from the last day, that's what I got. Let me do it your way, just on the sheet, just so I can see what's happening. So it's open. I'm just gonna do it for open for A. Open for A, and then that number subtracts close for A. Close for A. Because that was kind of what I thought could be a possibility as well from the beginning. But the issue is, yeah, like I said, I think that the biggest issue is the date, the opening and closing for each day differs. Okay, so yeah, I got 8.39 through your method. So so there's nothing wrong with your algorithm. I think just because the data is the way it is, you have to do it our way. Because if you look at like opening day, let's say even for the first day, for A, your opening, your close date, your close amount, and your opening amount are two different numbers.
Yes.
So if you were summing those two numbers and you're taking into account, every time you sum the number, the difference will be lost in your calculation. The difference between the two different opening prices will be lost in your calculation. Or rather, the difference between the close price and the open price within the same day, that difference will be lost in the calculation. That's why we're getting different numbers.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I'll fix it up actually, no problem. But good. Okay. All right. And so then.
Do you need like reference to our version?
Yeah, that would be great if because well, I kind of know what I need to do. I just need to remove the sum instead of summing it. I can just define the no,
so
actually,
sorry,
let me
guys.
yeah, no, look, can I look at yours? Just to make sure I get it right when I change it.
Okay, just to catch up on catch everybody else up, we are working on yearly changes. But before we move on, a few other people joined. Anybody need help specifically with unique tickers?
Yeah, what you mean from the start?
Yeah, just specifically with just getting unique tickers.
I do.
Okay.
Honestly, I've been reviewing the activities. I know I joined last time but I figured, you know what, I'm gonna wait and listen to the class and do the activities. And then join today kind of with a fresh mind and a little bit more understanding.
I see. So what I recommend is let's during the activity side. I believe we did an activity that is pretty close to doing the unique the thing. Let me pull up the activity. Where is my
That was the credit card one, wasn't it?
yeah, I think it was the credit card one.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I can't find it. Oh, it's activities.
That
was
was in day 3.
Right. Yeah, it was activity 6 from day 3.
Mhm.
If you use it and you check the solved answers, just try to pull up the solved answers. If you do you know how to do that?
Yeah, I
Okay,
do.
cool. Yeah, just
Okay.
pull up the solved answer and just take a look at the algorithm that Hobart or whoever put that in place, and then
Okay.
kind of use that same formula to try to get the ticker. I think the answer should be there.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do it real-
But otherwise, like just kind of play around with it a little bit, and if you have trouble understanding, I'll just let us know, and then we'll see what we can do to help. Okay.
Awesome. Yep.
All right. Cool. All right, going back to percentage change. So kind of up to this point, I thought that we can like sum up all of the differences on each day. And so did Veronica. Unfortunately, there is a discrepancy between the closing price and the open price from the day before. And then if we use a sum up method, that discrepancy is lost in the calculation. So I think the only way to do it is to you have to find the index of the first index and the last index, and then you have to subtract that difference.
Okay.
Right. Let me see. I guess I can share my screen. This is what I wrote. I'm not sure if this is the best way, but this is just kind of what I did. Right. So I ran into a couple of problems doing so I guess the most obvious way is to go front to back. Essentially, you take the first item that you pull, and then you grab the ticket name, and then you grab the opening price, and then you and then you compare next cell, and then whatever that ticket the ticker changes, it triggers you pulling the the closing information and do all the calculations. That was kind of how I went about it.
Okay.
Okay. But I ran into a couple of problems. Number one is the very first cell, if you do it that way, will have a type error, at least from what I did it, because you can't everything's supposed to go in as a double, but if you go negative, you compare to the last one, you will get a string on the first cell, and then that's going to create an error. Hold on 1 second. Somebody's talking to me on Slack. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. They're not really talking to me. Okay, cool. I just saw
So
my name.
why does your the for loop starts with 3 and not 2?
That is actually a good question. I was working on this earlier, and I don't remember what my answer was. Oh, it's supposed to be 3. I mean, supposed to be 2.
2, right? Because we start at the column 2, I mean, a row 2, right?
I pull opening prices from 2, and then wait a second. But I ran this, and they gave me. Give me 1 second. Let me change it. I'm not sure why this is 2. I mean 3.
3. There you go.
Okay. And then maybe we can just compare answers. So did anybody not get 3.7? I mean, is 3.75 even correct for the first yearly change? Did anybody get something different? I mean, I could be the one that made a mistake. I'm just trying to check my answers.
Well, I can't compare because I'm gonna have to change my open and close because I was summing it and then I took the sum of open close divided by the close. So
Right,
that
right,
gave
right.
me percentage. So mine's gonna be completely different than yours.
You're right.
I have a question. Is this the data for 2016?
This is yeah, this is the alphabetical test data,
Oh, okay.
not the big one.
Yeah, so this is the 3.75, yeah.
It is 3.75. That's correct.
I got the same.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So it is 2 then. I'm not
Okay.
sure. Okay, so 2 still works, which is good.
Okay.
Did we I just compare for people who has done the other did you get 0.08969 for
Yeah.
percentage change?
Yeah.
And 52 that's a big number.
Yes.
Yeah, that I got that
28
one.
million. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. All right. So I think we all have to. Okay. So let me see. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So nice catch. So I started with 2. I just did a ticket volume counter for this one. I think this one's very self-explanatory. And then one of the issue is there was a huge section inside the inside the P sheet that was 0. I think it was like PLN something.
Yes, that's correct.
And then that completely broke my code the first time.
Yep. Yeah, I ran into the same problem.
Oh, yeah. And then because yeah, this one, this section right here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and because it was a 0, my code tried to divide by 0.
By 0, and
then,
it's
yeah,
not allowed.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So my code broke. So what I did was every time if the code sees a 0 for opening price, because you examine it line by line, and if it sees a 0, or rather if it sets itself as 0, then you will take the next
Yep.
I was what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And if straight up there is no I mean there's no opening I guess opening price that's not 0 for the entire duration of the unique ID before, like if it ticks was a 0 opening, then I just set it to 1. So I just did an if statement for like if opening price is still 0 when you changed unique ID, then I just did a yearly change divided by 1. So you can keep going. That was what I did. I'm not sure if that's the best way, but that's the way I tried.
Or you can just say else your yearly percent equals 0.
That could work too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that could work. It could be 0. But actually, that probably sounds better.
Mm-hmm. Not there. No, not there. Not there. Keep that one. It was the else statement.
No. Oh, so my else is backwards. So if it's not 0, this triggers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
so if it is 0, this triggers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have our else statements backwards.
Right, because I wrote if is not equal to 0,
Right,
then do the division, else yearly percent equals 0.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. All right, I'm gonna adapt that. I have to export it every time too.
Yeah, me too. I keep doing that. Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody else run into any like coding problems, like regarding, like just straight out like errors? Wow, everyone's accomplished. Like it took me so long to diagnose that one bug. I was so sad. Okay.
Yeah, Daniel, because it took me the whole good amount of 4 days. So you're not alone.
Oh well. I guess. So I'm surprised not a lot of people are. Did everybody here finish everything and we all got the same answers?
No, I'm still I'm still working through it.
Let's say I'm on the trying to get
I'm
the
sure I'm
yearly
gonna run
change
into
together.
this, but
All right, which one are you guys on then? Like, do you want to share your screen and maybe we can work on it together?
I can try. You can look at my mess if you want to. I'm working on the yearly change part.
Okay. Your ticker looks a little weird. Let me see.
Yeah.
So-
Do you have the ticker A and double A?
Yeah,
or-
yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
you do.
scrolled down.
Okay.
Oh, I
Oh,
see, I
okay.
see. All right, so you did pull up all the tickers. Oh, this is what we wrote last time. This is
Exactly.
the
This is
meat
where we
one.
left off. We had the meep and stuff. And so I was like, should I start the yearly change after the end if, or is that going to be continuous in this? Or should I start?
Okay,
over?
so I tried to do your method earlier this week, but
Mhm.
but the code will 100% break because if you're
Mhm.
iterating through step 263,
We
which-
want, that's just a comment now. I don't think we're doing that anymore.
you
I
don't?
was-
Okay.
I don't, yeah, it's just, I was old thoughts that I left there. we're not doing the 262 number count anymore. I think this is the real equation that gets me the ticker values the way I want them to. Because I remember real count to end up, the meep is what it really is. These are just comments. I'm not using those anymore.
Okay, right. I mean, it looks like you're getting it. So every time the meep triggers, you should have some sort of equation that that calculates the yearly change, because you only have to do yearly change and percentage change every single time the unique ticker changes. So you should be within that same loop.
So inside the end if?
Yeah. So I would suggest to start with pseudocode. Just start like to calculate. I need yearly change. I need percentage change. Okay. So and then so just start with pseudocode, and then after you establish that, then you kind of just identify the features of yearly change and percent change, and then you can start programming into it. I don't know if that makes sense.
I started my yearly change as YC. I don't know if that's a bad idea, if that might be something that is used as a function already.
I see. Okay.
So this is where it's like,
Yeah,
so
so at this point, yeah. So meep trigger. So essentially, your meep is your unique code. Right, and then you set your parameter. Okay, so your unique ID change is triggered by comparing meep with your current ID, which is kind of interesting, because your I is actually +1 compared to a lot of other people, but you start at 3.
Mhm.
I guess that's your way of avoiding the header.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm
That's
sure if
fine.
I change it to 2, it might still work as well.
Yeah.
But
So
Yeah, it
so
should work.
so when you're at 3, that means if you're taking meep at 3, because your meep starts at 2, right? You take
Yep.
the first meep, and then at 3, you will keep iterating until. Okay, so can you type this in? This is kind of how I figure out to see if things are working. If you can type in
in this
debug.
space right here.
Yeah.
anywhere?
Just do debug print, and then do
Debug print.
I, and then so you can see how the system is iterating. Oh, at the same time, can you go to view on the top there,
All right, 1 second. Let me get this.
at the very top, like right next? Yeah, go to view, and then click on immediate window. So this is essentially a debug window. Oh, no. Well, yeah, but you want to put that actually right underneath your code. Yeah. And then let's just kind of see what I is doing. So we can just run it. Okay. So if you can scroll to the very first iteration. Okay, so it looks.
What does this represent?
So that is your debug print. Essentially, your I, or rather, you are triggering that meep cell at all of those specific indexes. So the question you need to ask yourself right now is, which index, like where exactly are, I guess, is the code triggering, because that's going to determine how you're going to pull your open price and your close price. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I think I get it. So how locate 22,853 on this?
Yeah, 22,853. Yeah, yeah,
That's
that
not
would
gonna
be
work,
good.
right? Yeah, I think so.
You can just
So
kind of scroll down if you want.
is it row 2000 or?
It should
not
be
getting-
row 2,208.853. Just yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
typed
you're
that
really
in, it
close.
didn't even give it to me.
2,200.853.
Jesus.
Yeah.
We'll
Take
get
your time.
there. We'll get there.
All right. You passed it.
853.
Okay. So you are pulling the first of the index. So you're pulling the very first line. So on the
Mhm.
very first line, the only data that you can really use is your open price line.
Mhm.
So if you have that index, the next question is, how do I pull the close price of the same unique? If you want to kind of brute force it, you can add 253. Yeah, 262 or something, but whatever the step was.
Mhm.
If you want to brute force it. Another way is what I did is, because if you know, if you look at that cell, the one before that, where I -1 is going to give you the closing price of the last
Mhm.
unique ID.
So you did -1 to get the last one, but then
Yeah, so you should write it. You should write it down. So you can write something like, okay, open price is I. Close price is I -1 based on your code, right? So you kind of have an idea of how to structure the next part. Okay.
I don't have to use I though. I could use anything because I think I've already used I somewhere. So I
Well,
can say, or do we use I again in this case as well? Because I'm seeing it being used right here.
You can, your program is still running, so you can click on the stop button up there on the next to the play, pause, and stop. And now you can type and it won't keep popping if you're typing or something.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I still recommend you just doing pseudocode first, because you know that for yearly change, it's going to be close price minus open price. Right now, you know your open price is going to be your most current
Yeah.
unique ID, and your close price based on I is going to be your last iteration. Does that make sense? So the order of which you input that data into the formula has to be adjusted according to that information.
Mhm.
Right. And then another problem you have to deal with is, because your close price is going to be a -1 index, just kind of because the way you did it, that means your very, very, very first iteration is going to go into the ticker box, the header box. So you have
Sounds
to
ridiculous.
figure that part out too. I have some ideas, but
There's probably cleaner ways to do this. I don't like the way that sounded, having to go back into the ticker box already to do that, but
I see.
I almost want to start over. I might want to just do this ticker part over again, if that's the case.
So I mean, right now you just have I. Your most important, the thing that you pull out of the system is I. You have to use I to its fullest effect, essentially.
Mhm.
So I should say open price is I -1.
That's the close price for the last unique ID is I -1. and then the open price for your current ID is
I just want to write another one. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to write below it.
and then you should put it in pseudocode just so your thing is not constantly glitching and trying to tell you like you're doing some syntax problems.
Mhm. Also, the VBA doesn't like the space in between your variables, so you might want to put like an underscore or something.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
But that's kind of your starting point, right? And then so
Mhm.
you're like, okay,
It's okay.
hey, you're gonna be mad. Like, which part are you
I
on
have
right
no
now?
idea what's going on, so
Okay, it's okay.
I'll
Did
catch
you-
up with you all on Wednesday. But thank you for hosting.
Oh yeah.
Did you
I'll be
were you
there
able
for
to
that
get a
one, too.
ticker going?
Me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't even done any of it yet. No. I just caught up on the Slack and realized like that y'all were gonna work through homework. I thought we were gonna do activities, but I see now that the updated schedule that y'all want to do it like after class on Saturday, work through those so then we can start the homework on Wednesday.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
today's
Or
kind.
Monday it's just gonna be a no now.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know because now I don't know how many people can actually make it to. I think Friday should be a no. If any day should be a no, it should be Friday.
It should be Friday, I agree.
Yeah, because
Because
after-
Saturday is a long day, you spend 4 hours, then we'll probably work on
I think
the-
like after
like,
Saturday,
Yeah.
in theory, we should have a homework like concepts done, and you'll have the weekend to kind of start on the